What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, Bitcoin is pushing upwards again towards $71,000. So, today I wanted to discuss where I think Bitcoin could be going in the short and medium term, as well as what's going on in the stock market and what other stocks and indices and sectors we can look towards uh, where liquidity may be flowing coming in to the end of Q1, and some other altcoins that I think could perform very well during this Bitcoin altcoin season. All right, guys, that sounds good to you. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And if you want to get notifications, hit that notification bell for when I go live. Um, and so let's get started. All right, everyone. I hope you all having a great day today. So let's start off with the stock market in general. The S&P, the SPY is sitting around $520. Um, it's very important to kind of keep in mind here that we probably should be cautiously optimistic because of the run we've had over the last 6 months. And so we need to keep uh, an eye on what's going on in the stock market, in particular the SPY, the SPY, and the SP 500, really, to see what market sentiments are doing. You know, do we remain going up or do we see some sort of correction? I think we're kind of overdue. A lot of people would agree that we're overdue probably for a pullback, but right now the trend is up. Um, we could see maybe possibly like a 5 to 10% pullback in the stock market, which could be hurt risk on stocks and cryptos. So we need to keep an eye on that. Just be conscious of that. I think the stock market is still up and to the right through the end of the year, but I could see a pullback happening possibly around the middle of this year. I think we probably have another month or two to go before we really see that, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And also in these extended markets, you never know when you could see a flash crash or a quick sell off, just kind of resetting everything. So, always something to keep an eye on. Another market that is doing good is gold. Gold is attempting to break to new all-time highs and is sitting around $2,200 per ounce. So gold's doing well. I've mentioned this before too. The gold miners are behind the gold spot price, so I think they will do very well as gold continues to go up. And really, when gold starts going up, that could be a sign that maybe something's coming into market. But really, things like gold and metals and copper's doing well, and metals are doing well, but gold and silver and some of those metals have been suppressed for a while, so I could really see these moving up. I could see gold going to that $2,400-$2,500 range. Um, but what I wanted to talk about is today really is to follow the liquidity flow and find these markets that are moving. As I mentioned, I'm more of a swing trader, momentum trader, and been a long-term investor for uh, over 20 years. And so, what I like to do is I like to try and find things that are undervalued and moving in an uptrend. And so, we need to discuss the Elliott wave theory to understand where we are at in these markets. I could see things like um, the Mag 7 being close to a top, and really, since we are coming into the end of the first quarter, a lot of these hedge fund managers as they've invested in some of these stocks that have done really well, like Nvidia and some of the other Mag 7. They have to rebalance their portfolios. And so then they look at where, what other things are undervalued and what else is going on in the markets and in the bonds markets and all that to determine where they are going to place their excess liquidity. And so I could see it looks like a lot of that may be moving into the mid caps and small cap stocks and markets. Here we have a mid cap growth ETF, American Century, and this here has broken out and is moving higher from around $51 to $58. And really it had this long area of accumulation, and then you can see we moved into that wave one. We had to pull back, and which was wave two, and then moving towards a wave three for this ETF. So I could see this possibly accumulating in this zone, or if the markets come down a little bit, maybe it comes back down to around this $50 level, $51 level before moving higher. So that's something to keep an eye on. Another market is the IWM, and I've been talking about this a lot, a long area of accumulation, and it looks like it's really finally starting to break out um, on the IWM, sitting at $210. So this is good for small cap stocks as well as risk on assets. And another market I've been eyeing is the TAN ETF. This is a solar ETF. These have been beaten down a lot. Um, a lot of these electric car companies have been beaten down a lot. Solar's been beaten down a lot, and it appears to be forming a basing formation. Um, so if we break above this 45, $46 range, then we could see things like the TAN ETF move up a lot. And if we just zoom out on this, there's a lot of room potentially for this to run. So let's go to the weekly chart, and let me get my scale here looking a little better so you can see this properly. So this is the weekly chart on TAN. Like I said, sitting around $45. And really, once it breaks through this area here, our next probably key resistances are going to be around this $55 range. Um, so that's one area to look at. We could put a box in here just to mark this out. If you're into trading and stuff, it's always good to set up your target zones and understand where you're looking to uh, position in and where you're looking to get out, because it's important to remember to take profits along the way. Um, as a swing trader, I whenever I was doing more stocks, really I look for anything like 10 to 20% return to take profits on. Some of these things that can move more, you might get like a 50% before you want to take profits. But remember to capture those gains, because none of this stuff runs forever. So it's good to take profits along the way. But let's get back into Bitcoin and some of the crypto assets. Here we have the liquidation map for Bitcoin. As I mentioned yesterday, I thought we were going to go up and possibly get a short squeeze on this $71,000 level. We took that out. We're coming back down. So where else in the next day or two may this go? Well, I thought we may come down and test this $68,000 level. We did come down a little bit, but we didn't get to that level. That to me is a pretty obvious level, as well as this $72,000 level. And right now we're sitting around $71,000. So let's go back to the Bitcoin chart and take a look at that real quick and see what that looks like. We'll go ahead and drag this box out here a little bit just to keep that in mind. And then if we uh, zoom out here a little bit, let's go to the daily chart. And this is going to make me reload this chart. So I'll do that real quick here. And so where do we think Bitcoin is going? Well, I think probably what we see is possibly we continue to accumulate in this area for the next couple of days. We'll have to see. We got PCE data coming out on Friday, and the markets are closed, so we'll have to see what happens. But obviously, the crypto markets are always on 24/7. But I could see us coming back down to around maybe that 68, $67,000 level and wiping out that liquidity before moving higher. That would give us a series of higher lows and higher highs. And then maybe we could come and test that all-time high of around $73,000, $74,000. I think once we break through there, I think we're going to go see 75 to 80, possibly $85,000 before we get to our next stage of accumulation. Um, so I think that's kind of the short-term view I have on Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks to a couple of months. I could see us having a lull during the summer and maybe some of the altcoins take off or some other sectors. But we'll just have to keep an eye out and see because these markets are always changing. And as a trader, it's always you always got to see what the price action kind of tells you and what the market sentiment is, what's going on. I don't really watch the news, but the news can give you some insights on what's going on as we go into the presidential election. Things like that will matter. All right, so what crypto assets and stocks could do well? Well, Robinhood is doing well. I called this back down here, I think around 1450. It went up and touched the $20.50 level yesterday on some news that they are partnering, I guess, with a credit card company, I believe, to offer, I guess, credit really for buying stocks, which I don't recommend. All this debt and stuff that's going on right now uh, is kind of scary. People going into more and more debt and keep spending. The governments are doing it. This is all stuff we know, but yeah, it could end badly eventually. But for now, I think we will continue to move higher, and I think we will continue to do so for the remainder of the year for the most part, maybe with some small corrections or dips, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And another exchange related to crypto is Coinbase, and Coinbase uh, is sitting around that $266 level. The um, SEC came out with another suit, I guess, against Coinbase, I believe it was, and so there's always some FUD around some of this stuff, especially as they try to decide if this is a commodities or are they securities for crypto and how this stuff's being traded and what these exchanges are doing. So something else to keep an eye out on, but Coinbase is still remaining pretty strong. And really, this is really topping out kind of in that third wave on Coinbase. I could see it consolidating here, possibly pulling back to around 220 before moving higher. Excuse me, guys. Allergy season here. Oh. But anyway, let's continue on. Another stock that I like is some of these Bitcoin miners. Marathon Digital is doing well, pumping up to $24 today. So they're moving up just pretty much like I said and expected, was calling for down here to be a good entry zone or re-entry zone on Mara. I could see this one going back up into this range pretty quickly here over the next couple of weeks. So Mara is looking good. Another one is Riot, and Riot, another crypto miner, is sitting around $13, and I think this one is going to do very well soon as well. Once it breaks this line of resistance, we could see this go up to the $21 to $25 range. So that's one of those stocks that you could see 100% return on in a matter of just a couple weeks or maybe a month or two. Um, so that is Riot. And if you want to trade stocks and crypto, you can do so over here on Prime XBT. They allow you to trade stocks, commodities, crypto. You could trade oil and gold or some of these other cryptos. I placed a long on Philcoin here the other day on leverage. So you can do that. You can also do copy trading where you copy a lot of these big traders' style or uh, how they trade to make profits. So if you're interested in that, there is a link down below. If you want to use this and you're in the US, well, you'll have to get yourself a VPN. I use NordVPN. Right now, they're offering 65% off plus 3 extra months. And it's always good to protect your identity while online and be sure if you're out there trading, be safe and you don't want to lose your profits. So protect yourself with a VPN. Again, there's a link down below for NordVPN as well. And let's move into the altcoin market and just discuss what's going on there. Ansem is a big crypto trader. And really, a lot of this news on crypto is really more found over here on Twitter. So he has his predictions for what narratives will run, I guess, for the rest of the year here. And right now, he says Solana and memes. We know memes are hot, uh, and they're really just kind of getting started. But anytime you see things like this pumping, it does uh, make you or should ask, make you think how cautious we should be in these markets. I think that the crypto market is just really getting started. But anyway, here is what he says: Solana and memes for April, social fi and NFTs for May, and in June, real world assets and DPIN. I think the real world assets could be huge. As we know, BlackRock is creating some real world asset funds that allow people to invest in some of these technologies that are going to be used in the real world. And in July, we have gaming, and then we have AI in September, and some of these other things like layer ones and DeFi later this year. So, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that happening. So what does that mean for some of these altcoins? Well, Solana is doing well, and really we're entering kind of that wave three on Solana, and it's continuing to consolidate here as long as Bitcoin's price keeps moving sideways to up. I think we'll see Solana move higher. I think Solana is one of those um, big layer ones that will do really well this cycle with low gas fees This really could flip Ethereum this cycle. And so I could see Solana going much higher. If we zoom out here a little bit, we can see the previous all-time high was 250. So I could see Solana easily pushing up $400 or $500, possibly higher, maybe $700 or $800. Some people are saying 1,000. I don't know if it'll go that high, but you know, I could see a lot more upside for Solana. And really, if we want to keep an eye on the meme coins, probably all we really have to do is just watch Dogecoin, kind of the father of meme coins or whatever you would like to call it. Obviously, Elon uh, really talked this up a lot last cycle, and there's some speculation that he may issue payment systems over on Twitter or X using Dogecoin. And that really would be positive for the meme coin space, including Dogecoin, because really these memes are more about culture and just funny narratives, what gets people's attention. It's more about society and not real world use. Where Dogecoin, if it did become a payment system on X, then it could be the first meme coin that actually has some real world value. It's currently sitting around 21 cents, and it looks like it wants to go higher. I wouldn't be a buyer here of Dogecoin at this price. I'd probably let it come back down to around this 15-cent level before getting in. But this is one of those coins that could go a lot higher, and we could see possibly new all-time highs on Dogecoin. Uh, the previous all-time high was around, looks like 50 cents on this chart. So Dogecoin could go higher. Another altcoin that I like, I bought this back here in November around around 30 cents, somewhere in there. I don't remember. Maybe it was beginning of December, but I was thinking it was around 30, 35 cents. And so this is one of those gaming coins I could see doing really well and get like a 5 to 10x or possibly more. It's currently sitting at 6 0.067 cents, and this could go a lot higher. If we zoom out here, we could take a look at this and see where this could go. This is the weekly chart here. This coin was much higher during 2021, and it's really just starting to enter that wave one phase. And so I could see this coming back down, maybe testing this 50-cent level, or 5-cent level rather, and then going higher. I think probably the next area, I probably should change this box up here a little bit and look at this area of what would be possibly the next resistance and the next zone. So this could go upwards of around 20 cents. Relatively quickly. And then if we break higher, this could go much higher. This topped out at around 87 cents last cycle. So this is one of those coins that could easily do a 10x, I think, during this crypto run. So that is Gala Games, ticker symbol GAGL. All right, guys, if you want to get into crypto or buy gold and silver, you can use iTrust Capital. They are an IRA, a tax advantage IRA that allows you to buy, sell, and trade gold, silver, and crypto. They have over 30 cryptos on there. I transferred a portion of my IRA over to iTrust just to gain some exposure to some of these cryptocurrencies such as Solana, AVAX, ETH, and Gala Games. Um, and they have a low cost and no monthly fee. They've got really good customer service. I called these guys again yesterday. I'm trying to transfer over another portion of my portfolio, since I've been making profits in my main portfolio, over to iTrust, and they have real people you can talk to instead of an automated service, and they're super helpful, very friendly, and they have over 3,000 plus 5-star reviews, and they are a great way to set up an IRA and save on those taxes if you're interested in building, long-term wealth. Everything you can save and minimize your taxes and capitalize on your gains goes a long way. That's why I use iTrust Capital. There's a link down in the description below. Or if you really just want to buy, sell, and trade stocks and gold and crypto, you can use Robinhood. You can use an app like them. They're offering 3% cash back across the board. Here's their new card. And if you set up an IRA with them, you can also get 3% boost on your retirement transfers by the end of April. Plus, they offer 8 times the national average savings rate. So they're good for that. Plus, when you sign up, you get a stock, and you can buy stocks or crypto, um, fractional shares of them, because whenever something like Nvidia is at $900, that's just out of the price range for a lot of people. And so if you have something like $50 and you want to get in on Nvidia, then you can buy a fraction of that stock on Robinhood. That's one of the great things that Robinhood allows, uh, people that are just starting to get into investing or possibly trading. That's one of their big advantages, because I know, when you're starting out, you don't have a lot of money, then you can start building a portfolio with just $1. They also allow you to trade crypto without the commission fees, and they offer Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum, SHIB, and many other cryptos, as well as gold. Again, if you're interested, there is a link down below, so you can check that out, get your Robinhood account set up, and start investing and trading. All right, guys. Also, be sure to go over and follow me on X if you want to see more, where I discuss what's going on in the stock market and cryptos, and the things that I'm looking at to possibly buy, sell, or trade. Excuse me, guys. Um, yeah, you can follow me over there on X at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me there as well. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a great day and have a great weekend. Um, Black or Good Friday, not Black Friday. Good Friday is obviously coming up here, so I know it's Easter weekend. Go out there and enjoy time with your family, and stay tuned until next time. I hope y'all have a great weekend and be legendary. All right, guys, have a great day.